Well, the Haitian Prime Minister Gary Conil and President William Ruto have just met in Kenya. The Haitian Prime Minister, of course, having left the United Arab Emirates, came to Kenya to meet with President Ruto to discuss about Haiti, as Kenya is taking a lead role in the multinational security support organization that is the mission that is ongoing in Haiti. As we speak, Kenya has 382 police officers in Haiti. And as we're going to discuss here, the critical aspects of what they have discussed in a joint press conference between William Ruto and Gary Conil. A lot is happening, and there are important notes that they have pointed while they were speaking and while they were answering questions from the journalist. Well, President Ruto was very keen to start with the role that Kenya took last year when a call was made to the international community, that is the UNSC, when Prime Minister Ariel Henry took the matter of Haiti to the UN. So the president was very keen to say that Kenya answered the call and that Kenya has the commitment of peace, of course, pointing out the fact that Kenya has taken different missions across the world. Over time, Kenya has deployed to Yugoslavia. Kenya has deployed to different parts of Africa, Congo. Kenya is currently in Somalia and different parts. Kenya was also in Sierra Leone. Just to point out the fact that Kenya is part of the international community and Kenya is committed to peace. President Ruto was also very keen to note that there will be an additional 600 police officers that will be deployed in Haiti. And this has been a matter that was very, very concerning, because as things are right now in Haiti, the police officers need some serious reinforcement, not only of funds and resources, but also of manpower. And President Ruto was keen to say that Kenya is ready to fulfill its full commitment to the MSS. That is, Kenya committed to deploy 1,000 police officers in Haiti. And President Ruto has said that Kenya's 600 police officers are ready for duty next month. Here is a clip of the Kenyan president saying the exact words.
I am pleased to announce that an additional 600 Kenyan police officers are completing their pre-deployment training and will be ready for duty next month.
President Ruto was also very keen to note that there are key sites that have been recaptured so far from the deployment of the Kenyan police officers in conjunction with the Haitian National Police, that they are working together to recapture very key infrastructure positions in Haiti. For example, the Haitian National Palace, the port, and as well as the airport and the university, as well as hospitals in Port-au-Prince that have been recaptured, as we have been discussing for quite some time here. These are the goals that President Ruto has mentioned, that these are nuggets that so far have been achieved by Kenya while it has been in operation in the MSS mission in Haiti. He also noted that Kenya is now sitting at the UNHRC, that is the United Nations Human Rights Commission, and that just underscores the fact that Kenya is going by the international laws in operating and having missions around the world, including the mission in Haiti. And the fact that Kenya has been appointed to sit at the UNHRC from 2025 to 2027 is a step forward to show the world that Kenya, as you know, before this deployment, many were saying that Kenya's police officers are not compliant with human rights laws in acting with civilians, and that was a concern among many. But the president seemed to quell that notion by saying that Kenya is now sitting at the UN body that deals with the human rights issues, and thus Kenya is in the right place to be in Haiti, and Kenya is capable of pacifying Haiti as the mission states. Of course, his speech wouldn't end without him denoting that there is a need for the international community to step up, and that is calling upon all members that had committed to deploy either police officers or to support through financial support to the MSS and equipment, of course, to step up and support the police officers in Haiti. We know that one of the drawbacks that these police officers in Haiti are facing is the lack of the needed equipment. For example, air support. They do lack air support. They do lack important equipment that will help them to pacify these different regions. So President Ruto is calling on the international community as one of the major partners in this MSS mission to step up and make sure that they give their portion of contribution as they had contributed, and also calling on more members to join in. He mentioned that El Salvador's president has offered support to the MSS mission, and that he said that he's going to call the El Salvador president to speak more about what they are going to do for the MSS mission in Haiti. So we are seeing more countries coming, but the question is, are they going to deliver on the promises that they made so that this MSS mission can be successful? Because it had gone for quite some time even without deploying. The first contingent of Kenyan forces deployed, then still countries have not owned up. Many countries have not lived up to their pledges to deploy either police officers or to give financial support to these officers while in Haiti. It was also a unique moment when the president opined that there is a need for Kenya and the Caribbean community to come together. And this can also be drawn back to our previous regime, that is the Uhuru Kenyatta's regime, that also had the same analogy when the president, then that is Uhuru Kenyatta, was very close to countries in the Caribbean community. And he also said some of this was that there is a need for the Kenya and Caribbean community to come together. And to expand that, President Ruto, said that there is a need for the African Union and the Caribbean community to also work in close relations, because we are people of the same cut from the same cloth. And he said that the Caribbean community is also considered as the sixth region in Africa. That is, Africa has 5 major regions, as we know, the North, South, East, Central, and West. And he said that the Caribbean community is and should be considered Africa Union's sixth region, and thereby integrating the Africa Union with the Caribbean community so that there can be close collaboration. And through the deployment of Kenyan forces to Haiti, that is in a way bringing the two continents together to show that we are people of the same land. We are all of African descent, and we deserve to be there for each other regardless of the distance between us. Well, Prime Minister Gary Conil also took stage to give his speech in the joint communique between the president and the Prime Minister of Haiti. And he said that one thing that people were very scared about or skeptic about before the deployment of the Kenyan police officers to Haiti, they were saying that language will be a barrier. They were saying that because Kenyans cannot speak French nor French Creole, Haitian French Creole, that it will be a problem when Kenya deploys to Haiti, that without enough communication, then missions will not be done in the right way. Well, that question or that theory has been answered by the Prime Minister himself, Gary Conil, when he said that language is actually not a barrier to the working relations between the Kenyan police and the Haitian National Police, or the Kenyan police and the Haitian citizens working there. And this is him saying those exact words.
Early on in this process, you will recall that their doubters had thought that language would be a barrier. Let me confirm that it has not. I followed directly operations in some of the most difficult circumstances, and they found ways to make sure that they protect each other and they get the mission accomplished.
The Haitian Prime Minister was also very keen to, as well, make a plea to partners that it is very important for partners to own up their pledges and come through with their pledges, with what they had promised, that they should make sure that they are committed to seeing them through. He said that there is a need to have a fully funded mission, there is a need to have resources, and further, there is a need to have funds to rebuild, because without rebuilding, then the gang mentality won't end as long as the state doesn't have enough resources to give to the citizens. So he said that there is a need to rebuild, that is schools, to rebuild hospitals, and these amenities that are supposed to advance the lives of the Haitian and development of the Haitian people. So he said that there is a need to have those pledges fulfilled, and that is something that was also reiterated by the Kenyan president, William Ruto. And he also said that he has frequent communications with the commander, that is Commander Godfrey Otunge, because they are working closely with the Haitian National Police to ensure that there is the pacification of the regions in Haiti, and say that he's very, very optimistic, because Commander Otunge always is positive about the response that the police officers are giving him while they go out in the regions to keep law and order. And he say that Commander Otunge always say that this mission is winnable, and that is very important because Kenya is the lead in this mission, and Kenya gives that optimism that there is hope to win this war, and that is always communicated to the Prime Minister, who is very grateful of the support that the Kenyan forces are giving. Also, he said that there are different strategies that they are using, including disarmament, and not only repressive force, but repressive force is very important in this war, that while people are using guns, the state also has to show that force to counter the insurgencies that are happening in Haiti. And particularly of importance is the fact that they also spoke about the gang event that happened in Haiti just a week ago. He said that the Kenyan police have really taken up the mantle to keep security in Haiti, that the Kenyan police responded as fast as they could, the fastest that they could have responded in such a situation. As you know, Artibonite region is about 100 kilometers from the Port-au-Prince, and is about 2 hours drive from Port-au-Prince. So the Kenyan police responded as fast as they could, and they did not only respond, but also took time to stay there and make a base there. This is the Haitian Prime Minister explaining the response of the Kenyan police officers as well as the Haitian National Police when it came to the attack that happened in the Artibonite region, Port Sunday.
And let me tell you that just last week we had this incredible violent event led by a gang in the northern part of Port-au-Prince, and quickly the police and the contingent were able to deploy by road within really virtually hours to make sure that the city in question was quickly protected.
Well, one last important piece of information that we got from this joint presser between William Ruto and Gary Conil was that the budget that the MSS forces have currently goes only up to March 2025. That the kind of resources and supplies that MSS forces have in Haiti currently will only last up to March 2025. And that is a matter of concern because this mission is supposed to end in October. So if these supplies end in March, therefore there is a need to make sure that all the pledges that were given, all the promises that were given from other countries regarding this mission are actually actionable, so that they can support the men on the ground working to support the Haitian National Police in pacifying the Haitian nation. Because if the supplies end in March and the mission is supposed to end in October, therefore there are a few months there that there is a bit of uncertainty what is going to happen in those months, if at all the supplies are not going to be given. That is basically the finances are not going to be delivered as pledged. So that was a point of concern raised by the president of Kenya, that the supplies or the budget only goes up to March 2025, and it is important for these supplies or the budget to run up to October 2nd, 2025, so that the 1 year as granted by the UNSC, the 1 year mission can be in full completion for the officers now to come back to Kenya. And we assume by that time, Haiti would have been pacified and back in the state control.